As the Zephyr pulled away from Denver, Jamie and I found ourselves sitting on the edges of our seats, anticipating views of some of America's most dramatic scenery. Have you ever wanted to see the most beautiful parts of Colorado? Well, here's your chance to see what we saw traveling on the California Zephyr. Stick with us and enjoy the whole experience. For the first 50 miles of our route, our train would have to climb over 4,000 feet from Denver's Union Station to the Continental Divide of North America. About 20 miles outside of Denver, we reached an area called the Big Ten Curve or the Big Ten Loop. This is a stretch of rail that allows trains to gain about 600 feet in elevation over 7 miles of track. As the train proceeds up the S-curves, you can look out and see where you've been. There are a series of 27 tunnels between the Big Ten Curve and the Continental Divide. As the train passes from one tunnel to the next, you look out into deep mountain valleys. As the Zephyr climbs through the mountains beyond the Big Ten Curve, it's possible to see a body of water looking out from the right side of the train. The Gross Reservoir stores and regulates water flow for the city of Denver. We were able to see that construction was underway on the Gross Reservoir's dam. This is to raise the level of the dam by 131 feet, tripling the reservoir's storage capacity to improve water security for the Denver metro area. There's an aspect of the Moffett Tunnel that needs to be explained, and something I would have never imagined before taking this trip. The Moffett Tunnel is in itself an amazing bit of engineering. It not only allows for train travel across the Continental Divide, actually under the Continental Divide, but it also allows for the flow of water from western Colorado across this Continental Divide down into the Gross Reservoir. As we came to the east portal of the Moffett Tunnel, the Zephyr came to a halt near a holding pond with a dark building in the background. This building houses the massive fans that are used to vent the 6-mile-long Moffett Tunnel prior to the California Zephyr or other trains passing through. From the west portal of the Moffett Tunnel all the way to the Utah border, we follow first the Fraser River and then the Colorado River. After passing through this 6-mile-long tunnel, the landscape opens up into an entirely new type of scenery. Byers Canyon is a short 8-mile gorge where the railroad tracks cling to steep, orange-hued cliffs directly above the Colorado River. As we traveled between Byers Canyon and Gore Canyon, we saw fishermen along the way and a few rafters. This is where we began to see folks along the river who offered passengers on the Zephyr the famous Zephyr salute, better known as mooning the train. As the Zephyr travels between Denver and the Utah border, the canyons showcase a unique slice of Colorado's roughly 2 billion year geologic history. We travel a route that's defined by a massive tectonic uplift that occurred 40 to 70 million years ago that raised the Rocky Mountains and the Colorado Plateau. The canyons that we travel through are the result of the Colorado River and its tributaries down-cutting through the rising earth, acting like a saw to carve deep, spectacular gorges. Gore Canyon is one of the most remote and dramatic canyons in the state of Colorado. The icing on the cake is watching rafters and kayakers running Class 5 rapids through Gore Canyon. Allowing myself a moment of imagination, I thought about what it must be like to make this trip in the winter. I'm sure glad we were making the trip in September. Thank you very much. It wasn't long before we began to approach Glenwood Canyon. The colorful walls of Glenwood Canyon rise up 1,300 feet. Here you can view a layer cake of geologic time from the dark Precambrian basement rocks at the bottom to lighter limestones and sandstones at the top. Just west of Glenwood Springs, the landscape changes from Rocky Mountains to the high desert plateaus of western Colorado. The vegetation becomes dry and scrubby, and the river widens out. Passengers on the Zephyr have a wider view of lands made up of sandstone and shale. DeBeck Canyon is located just east of Grand Junction, Colorado. Ruby Canyon was the last of the great Colorado canyons that we got to see on this trip. It's located at the Colorado-Utah border. Here we passed through 25 miles of remote wilderness. Now it was time for dinner, so Jamie and I headed to the dining car. I ordered my favorite, the Flatiron Steak, medium rare, with a glass of red wine. I hope that you'll come back and join us on the next leg of our trip as we travel across Utah, Nevada, California, and Oregon. Earlier in this video, I promised an introduction to some of the first-class sleeping accommodations on Amtrak. Jamie and I traveled in a roomette. It's adequate during the day and comfortable at night. Alternatively, there are also bedrooms available with or without a shower and toilet. See ya!